Hello guys, this is my last review for the week of the player AceOfShades. He's a 1900 SR player and he plays Lucio, Winston, Mercy. And I just wanted to point out right away that just because you play Lucio, Mercy, and Winston, that kind of limits you at how well you can carry a game, and you're pretty much dependent on your teammates most of the time, I'd say. Unless your Winston is extremely solid for you to be able to carry a game. So we'll see. Here right away, because you're not main tanking, you actually have a Reinhardt to take out the damage. You don't actually have to play next to him or behind the shield. You're a tank of your own. What you can do is jump up here to the statue and just play there. That way, when they walk in, if they engage onto your tanks or your DPS players, you can just sit up there and just press left click. And if you have to jump off, then you can just jump away because you're Winston. And I'm thinking about another spot you can play at, but I mean, I think that one's probably good. Because right now you're not doing anything, you're just waiting for them to push in. But if they push in fast, then I think you're gonna have to waste your jump to run away. But if you're playing up here, then you can actually surprise them. It's not that big of a deal, but in case you want to try it out. Okay, so they have a fucking Junkrat on tech, so this is already a weird game, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, something really important. Let me go back. So Winston is, I mean, his left click is really good, but what's most important as a Winston player is you have to land your jumps in a way you want them to land, and also you want to place the shield in a way where it protects you for its maximal duration, I guess, or until their whole team focuses it, so you can jump away again. Like those are the two very important aspects of playing Winston. It's not just you pressing left click and killing people. And here, you want to jump on someone. So you have a McCree in front of you, you have a Zen, you choose the Zen. That's perfect. Like you should probably pick the Zen first anyway. So the way you want to jump into the Zen is to separate the Zen from the rest of the team. So you want to jump and you want to land. So you jump and you want to land right here somewhere. So you push the Zen back. Well, that looks so weird. A little bit weird. So let's just do this. You want to land right here in front of the Zen somewhere and push the Zen back. That way Zen's by himself and he can just kill Zen right away. You don't have to put your bubble down right away. If Zen discords you and actually hits you once, then you can put the bubble down. But if the Zen doesn't do that, then just don't waste the shield. There's no point. And also another important thing, when so you jump and as you're landing, you press left click once, then you melee once, and then you keep pressing left click. That's the combo that you should always be doing. Some people just do punch and then left click, but I think if you get into the habit of doing left click punch and then left click, you're gonna be outputting a little bit more damage than usual. So that takes time to master, but definitely work on that. It's very important. That's the difference between jumping on someone, getting a kill, and then getting out. So it's the difference between that and you jumping on someone and dying for nothing. So I already said you want to separate people so you can actually kill them easier. Unless you're jumping on many people and you want to hit them all with your left click, but this is not what you're doing right now. So you want to separate the Zen. So instead, you over jump and you actually push their Zen into safety. You push the Zen into their team. Because when you land here, you push the Zen that way, and that's where all of their players are. So right now you just save their Zen, and I don't think you can get a kill here. Oh, by the way, I skipped over this whole thing to see what you were doing, and like PM me on Discord later and let me know what you're using, if you're using a mouse or a controller, because it like your aim seems really, really weird for someone that will be using a mouse. Sometimes it's smooth and sometimes it's like a lot different. Like I don't understand what you're using. I kind of want to know. But oh man, there are gonna be so many things I'm gonna point out here that hopefully you can write them all down and then pay attention to all of them. Just because you're Winston and you can just press left click doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be tracking. No matter where you're jumping or what you're doing, you're supposed to be tracking your players just so in case if they jump above you or if they go behind you or whatever you do, you're always tracking them with your left click to make sure you're not missing any of those uh, consecutive ticks on your left click. And because you jump the Zen in this way, you push the Zen back, right? And then you're not aiming at the Zen. So you're missing on critical damage right here. Like you're not even doing any damage to the Zen. The only damage you did was the landing, and that's it. That's all the whole damage you did. And you're probably gonna die here because you're pretty much by yourself in front of their team. Somehow you made it out. So what? So just because you have jump or you shift doesn't mean you have to use it. You just saw Junkrat place the trap right here. You can actually go and get it so your Reinhardt doesn't get trapped. Like this is a free mine here you can take care of. Just in case you didn't see it, I'll go back. You see it right here? So you go right next to it, you left click it, you get rid of it. There's no point for you to leave it there. But even if you don't see it, don't care about it, that's fine, whatever. Here you see you have someone right here. What you want to do is do a short jump onto this person from here to probably right here. And if you do this and you land right here, you're gonna push this person back. I think that's a Genji. It looks like a Genji. You're gonna push this Genji back and you guys are gonna kill him. Maybe he's gonna climb the wall, get up here. By that time, you're gonna have to wait a second and then you're gonna have your jump again, right? It's gonna be off cooldown and then you can finish up the kill. But this is what you wanna be doing. The other option you have is just climb up to this cart without jumping, just without using your shift. Just straight up jump a little bit onto this cart and kill the Genji. That way, if you do this, if the Genji decides to go somewhere else or dash up here or dash up here, you still have your shift to follow him and kill him. So I think both are good things to do. Personally, I would just short jump right here to push him back and then kill him. I think that's the better option. But instead, you over jump somewhere. Like I don't even know why you jump there. Like I don't know if it's slow reactions or you just saw something else and then you saw the Genji. I'm not sure. But this jump is kind of weird, and you missed a huge opportunity to kill this Genji. And when this should have been a free kill for you guys. See what I mean? This kind of rotating of your mouse, like that's kind of weird. I don't know if you're using a mouse or a controller or whatever it is, but if you're not using a decent, uh, mouse, I definitely suggest you get one because it's really important. As you can see throughout this VOD, I'm going to be pointing out stuff that you can actually fix if you're using a normal mouse, so you can track people a little bit better. Okay, this jump right here that you just did, like, don't ever do it again. There's no point. You're basically wasting your jump for no reason. Like right here, there's no point. If you really wanna jump this, although I don't see the point. But if you wanna jump this, do a short jump. So move your mouse like right up here or here maybe. No, not here. That's too low, I think. It's kind of hard when you're not in game. But I think if you look here and jump, I think you're gonna land right here somewhere. I think. So if you really want to use your jump here, which I mean, it might save you like way, way, way less than a second. I mean, you can do it. But don't do the jump you just did because you hit yourself in the wall somewhere, and by the time you fall down, it might actually make you slower than you would be if you were just walking straight. You see what I mean? So the rain charges into you, he misses you, fine. That's perfect. You don't die. But like right here, you're pressing your left click, but you're not checking anything. So I really don't understand this. Like this looks like you're just refusing to shoot someone. I don't understand the point of this. Like that's what I wanna know if you're using a mouse or you're using a controller or maybe I don't know. I really want to know what this is so I can know how to fix it. Because right now it just looks like you just don't want to shoot people. Like it seems like you don't want to damage people because the Ryan just charged past you. You know he's here. So at the very least you can walk this way, but have your camera turned to the Ryan and at least damage him. Like why not? If you're walking this way anyway, you might as well be damaging the Reinhardt at the same time. I understand you want to get to the point because it's almost done, but you could be doing that. You could be doing that and damaging people at the same time. You don't have to choose one or the other. So right here, you're on point. You have other people on your team on point, so they're not gonna capture it. Or I should say, they're not gonna capture it by staying on it. What you can do is jump up, like way up in there. Just look up in there, jump up, and land behind them. Damage like 3 of them, and then focus the supports and the DPS players, because they're squishies. Don't be focusing the Rein here. That's not that useful. And if I was you, I would not have dropped this bubble here. I would jump up, land behind them, and the moment they start shooting me or contesting me in any way, that's when I would have dropped the bubble. And maybe I would have picked up a few kills. And that's what you should have done here instead of just shooting the Rein shield. I mean, everything that followed was a consequence of you not dealing with their DPS players or supports. You're just sitting in front of their Rhine and shooting his shield. with your left click. That's not what Winston is supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be going after the other people on his team. Like Reinhardt is the last person you want to be focusing on, unless you have all of your DPS players, going for Rein. Then maybe you can focus him as well to get him out of the way. But when it's just you like this, there's no point. Just jump behind him, kill the Mercy. You can kill the Junk, the Zen, the McCree. They actually have a whole team you can actually focus, except the Ryan. Everyone else on their team is the perfect hero you can jump on and kill. Especially the Mercy. You just jump behind them and just left click Mercy and keep tracking her until she dies. She can't fly to anyone because they're all sitting together. By the way, you asked me to tell you if you should be calling out stuff. I mean, yeah, you should be calling out stuff. Like, once you fix the things I'm talking about, then you can worry about calling out stuff because you're not jumping the right way, you're not putting the bubble the right way, you're not doing short jumps or long jumps, you're doing something in the middle. It seems like you're not comfortable with how Winston's shift works. Like once you press shift, you can actually control it midair. You can go to the right, you can go to the left, you can go backwards and it stops. You're not. I don't think you're ever like so far. I haven't seen you control his jump once. You just press shift and then you land wherever it takes you. So I'd say you just go to a training ground and just start jumping around and like figure it out. Should you move to the left when you jump? Should you move to the right? Should you press back so you can, stop the jump and do a short jump instead? And make sure you know where those limits are. Like if you look up here and jump, like where are you gonna land? If you look up here and jump, where are you gonna land? And if you look up straight in the sky and you jump, like how can you control the jump so you land wherever you want to be? Like go on a private server and just do that over and over until you have an understanding of how to uh, correctly jump with Winston. Because that's half his game. If you can't jump correctly, then I don't know what else you can do. I mean, you can press left click, but it's not gonna get you anywhere. So this is what I mean. Like right now, you could have killed this McCree, but you just had no idea how to jump him. And that's your huge issue throughout this game. You have no idea how to jump people. Like jumping is not just you pressing shift and then, praying that the person doesn't move. You actually have to control the jump and force people to react to it. So you jump, that's fine. This is where you press back. So you land. You want to land right here. So you press back. You turn your, well, not, just tap it a little bit. Try to figure it out. See what works for you. But you have to press back and then turn your mouse around. So when you land, you damage him, push him this way, and then you're also facing him and pressing your left click so you can kill him. And then put your bubble down, like this, so he cannot get healed. Once you do that, then McCree has nothing to do, like he's gonna die. He's dead. And actually after you do that, he can throw a few punches. Like left click for a little bit, then punch him, then left click, and then punch him again, and he's dead. But because you don't do any of this, you just jump over him. I don't even think he hit him with a jump. Maybe he did. I'm not sure. But one thing, the jump was not perfect. It was not what you were supposed to be doing in order to kill him. And two, your mouse movement didn't allow you to target him when you were in the air and when you landed. You actually had to turn around one more time to fight him. Uh, that's why I want to know if you're using mouse or not. But remember what I said. Go into server, practice the jumps and how to control them so you can land in spots where you push people in the direction you want to be pushing them. So if it's like 4 people in a line and you want to separate one of them, you're going to jump in between some of them to push that one person you want away from the rest of the team, and that's how you separate them. I also mentioned jumping and left clicking, punching as you're in the air, and then left clicking again for maximum damage. But I think that's too advanced for now. I think you have to nail the jumping first. That seems to be really important that you're not getting so far. Did you do this jump again? Yeah, you did. Oh. So, once again, you make a jump by not knowing where Winston's limits are. So you look up here, you jump, and you hit the wall, and by the time you drop, you actually waste seconds. Instead of saving time, you waste time. If you look lower, then maybe you would have jumped up to here, and then you would have saved time. Once again, go on a server, practice the jumps. That's the best advice I can give you right now, because you really need it. So once again, you jump in a way where you don't like you. Every time you land, you want to be dealing damage. You don't want to land somewhere where you're not dealing damage. I mean, sometimes you have to run away from something, so it's fine if you land somewhere and you're not damaging people. Like that, that's fine. But if your idea is to land on someone, you have to land on them to deal that damage. It's crucial. It's really important. So from now on, I'm not gonna mention it because I've been talking about it for so long. But you have to land those jumps because that's part of Winston's damage. If you miss on that damage, then you're kind of screwed. Because like what else does he have? He has right click, I mean left click, and that's it. You have to hit that landing damage in order to kill more people. So I'm just not gonna talk about it anymore, but work on that. Here you could have used your ult. Let me go back. Actually, never mind. 2 of your teammates dead. Well, so you don't use ult. You save it, that's fine. I mean, you could have used it to kind of save the point for a little bit longer, but I don't think it was worth it. I think you were gonna lose it anyway. At least this way you have ult, which is good. Here you just walk up, you just walk up to them and start shooting them. Uh, at the very least, you could have jumped on the Zen, so you deal damage to the Zen. So if you, okay, let me go back so I can show you how important this is. Because it's not just something random, right? Whatever. Zen was here and started moving this way. This is where you do a really short jump, just so you hit the Zen when you jump. And then as you're landing, you left click you melee, and then you left click again, and then keep holding left click, and Zen dies. Like Zen cannot escape this. You got this kill, but because you didn't do anything of what I just said, their Zen is gonna run away because I mean I don't think you have any way of killing Zen. So here you have one person dead. Like your last player on your team just respawned. You just saw him. He was dead right here. So at the most, there's only 5 of you. I don't think there's 5. I think it's just you, this person right here, and then maybe you have 2 healers behind. I think that's it. You're just 4 people. You should not be going after them here because you're at the very least 2 people down. I would just wait a little bit for your team to regroup and then go after them. Because if you jump on them right now, you're gonna die. Simple as that. Oh, I stopped recording for a second. My bad. Anyway, you have to realize, you're Winston. The idea is not to walk towards them and just press left click. Like, just forget about that altogether. The point of playing Winston is jumping their backline and just left clicking them to death. And the moment they focus you, you put a bubble down and you move in and out of the bubble to save yourself. Like that's the most, how should I put it? The most general way to play Winston to his somewhat of his some of his potential, not even his full potential, but some of his potential is to jump behind the enemy and focus the squishies. The last thing you want to do is move forward and left click. I can't stress this, you know, can't stress this far enough. Actually, hard enough, not far enough. You're playing like you're playing Reinhardt, kind of, and Winston just requires a different kind of play style, I guess. And like when you're playing Winston and you have people in front of you, you never want to jump in front of them just like you did. Like you jumped here, you didn't do any damage with the jump, but you're open to the entire team to just do whatever they want with you. You're not damaging anyone. You're not really contesting anything. You're contesting the payload, like that's fine, but it's just for like a second or two before you die, and there's no point of that. It was better if you just waited a few seconds, and if you really wanted to jump, then you could have jumped on the Zen and killed the Zen. Like, why not? But jumping like this in front of the payload does absolutely nothing. It's better if you save the jump. I mean, somehow they didn't kill you, which is weird. This is another jump where you just jumped somewhere. I don't know why. Like I said, just save those jumps. You don't have to use them all the time. If you can do some damage with those jumps and get out, then do that. But don't just jump in random spots for no reason. This jump right here is you, again, like I've said this many times, you just don't know the limits of Winston's jump because instead of landing on the person here, that's here, damaging him and then you picking up this pack and killing this person that's here, instead of doing all that, you just landed in the middle of nowhere and you're not damaging anyone, you're just pressing left click, which doesn't do anything. And I'm guessing you're gonna lose this pack to this person here. Yeah, I just got lucky. Tracer got the kill. Otherwise, that was not a good play. What I can say to help you out more is, to me, it seems like you really need a coach to go in a server with you and go over everything that Winston does, really. I don't have that much time, that much free time to do it. But if you can find someone to just sit in a server with you and just tell you what to do, how to do it, and teach you all this stuff, then if you can find that person, I would do that 100%. Watching VODs of pro players will also help, but I think someone has to show you all these things because they're the basics and essentials of Winston, and if you don't know them, you're kind of not being useful to yourself or your team. There's just so much more you could be doing in this particular game, and there's just nothing happening, right? So I can help you with these reviews, and hopefully you learn. But I think if you find someone to sit in a server with you and show you everything and run and go over everything with you, I think that's gonna help you a lot more. Because right here you jump, and this will be one of your few good jumps. And just when you're about to land on this person right here, you decide to turn your mouse around and try to left click someone that's not even close to you and you cannot damage, and then you die. Like there's no reason to do this, you know. You see that. Let me go back a little bit. You jump for the Junkrat, but as you're jumping, you see that you already missed him. Like he's gone. Like you're flying the other direction. You cannot continue fighting this Junkrat. Just let him be. Like your team has to deal with him. You have someone here. You have a Lucio. You have a soldier, I think here. Like they can take care of this Junkrat. You have to be on their other side of the team. Instead, you cut. Like this is the first time you cut your jump short, and it's the wrong time to do it. So you're just getting backpaged by the rest of the team. Surprisingly, you live somehow. This is another jump that achieved nothing. Like it was just a random jump where you jumped and didn't hit anything. Said I'm not gonna talk about them, but I might just point them out so you know it's the wrong thing to do in that situation. This is really risky here. I mean, this SR is low, so I guess that's fine. But in general, when they fall respawn, it's kind of risky to go to the mega health pack because you can die. And with 44 seconds, you don't want to be dying. I mean, I guess it's fine. Like, you don't have any healers. You're trying to play on the health packs. That's good. But just so that you know, that's a risky play. Another missed jump due to you not knowing where to jump, or how to jump, I should say. It's a nice shield on the Bastion. That's good for your team. Like, look, see this type of jump. Like, this is what you should be doing. The way you jumped forced the Reinhardt hard back, so your Bastion could actually shoot him the whole time. That was a good jump, even though it was on the Reinhardt, but still, it was a good jump. Here, you knew the Reinhardt was already 1 HP, so you would have died anyway. You should have saved your jump. There was no reason to jump here. Just a little bit slow reaction time. So you have an Orisa Junkrat on offense? Oh man, this should be fun. All these traps, I don't want to mention them because I mean you should be seeing them, like they're right in front of you. You see them every time. You just have to pay more attention for them to get rid of them, so your team doesn't get stuck like that. It's not crucial. The other things you have to work on instead of the traps. Okay, right here. You see their Winston jumping. That's a huge mistake on this part. He saw that their ferret killed one of you, and then he thinks he can just jump, jump on you guys and get a few kills. Like this is the time where you guys punish him heavily because he jumped like that, and his jump makes no sense. So first of all, you know Winston's here. Right away, you should look up and left click him. Just left click him until he dies. Another thing you should be doing is you should come here and put a bubble down like this. Put it somewhere here. Doesn't matter. It's gonna block all kinds of healing for this Winston. And if you're sitting here, if you come here to this point, and you sit here and you look back so you can be shooting the Winston. If you do that, then their Winston has no way of getting out. Like you'll be blocking his way. There's no way for him to walk back because you're gonna be blocking it. And that's how you secure a kill for your team. Just by you positioning in a certain spot. Once again, I guess your mouse or whatever you're using doesn't allow you to switch the target fast enough. That's a few wasted seconds. So instead of Winston having health up to here, if you were shooting him the whole time, he would have had this much health. Well, not that much. Well, probably this much health left. That's a huge difference. Like that's the difference between him dying and having no chance of escape and him having enough time to jump back out. These are really important things. You overjump here. Luckily, your team picks up the kill. And this is another overjump where so you hit the target, which is good, but you didn't stop yourself. So instead of sticking to this monkey and just killing him, you actually went this way. Oops. So that's fine. You stop him, you jump on him, you deal damage with the jump. But once again, because of your mouse, you don't rotate your mouse fast enough to him. Instead of doing that, rotating your mouse, so you stop yourself from moving forward, your mouse goes this way, and you keep sliding that way because of your mouse. A little bit, not that much, but it's a huge difference. Actually, might not be your mouse, but it might be you not pressing forward or pressing back instead. I really don't know. Uh, it's one or the other, I guess. But when you land it here, so you jump on him. If you look down, so right here, in less than a second, you look down, you press left click, you press your melee onto him, and then you just hold left click until he dies. And you're gonna pick up the kill real fast. That's the correct play. I mean, there are many other things as Winston you can do, and I can tell you to do, but I think at this point we should just stick to basics because other things might just be way, way, way too much. Like I even think at this point punching when landing is way too much because you have to nail the landings first, and then the jumps, and then the bubble placements, and then zoning, and then we can talk about throwing in punches with your left clicks. Because there are many things you can do as Winston, but you have to know the very basics first. Like another useful thing would be as a Winston to as you're pressing your left click when you're about to reload, and in order to cancel the reload animation when you see you have full amount of whatever bullets, instead of just waiting it for it to reload, you can punch and then left click and you've already reloaded. But that's way, I think at this point that's way too advanced. So I'm not gonna talk about this. So here, I don't know why you jumped. You guys are on point. If they want to contest you, they have to jump on point. So they have to come to you. There's no reason for you to jump up there. You just had to wait. Just put a bubble on the point and wait for the parrot to come to you because she has to contest the point. That's just an example of a jump you didn't really have to do in that situation. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, you missed the jump, but you didn't know he was there, so that's fine. But you played around your bubble pretty good. Also, there, McCree could have done more, but he didn't. But you played that pretty well. See, what I don't like as a player that has competed in other FPS games is that you're not tracking your people. Like if you get in the habit of tracking everyone, even though you're playing Winston, you're gonna get a lot better at not just Winston but everything else. Just get in the habit of tracking people. It doesn't matter that you're playing Winston. If you just follow them with your crosshair, that's gonna help you a lot more with everything, not just Winston. I don't know where you jump here. Like you know where they are. This jump does, I don't know. It doesn't do anything. It just forces them to discord you and spam. I don't know. Instead, you could have jumped on the Zen from main and killed the Zen because they're already like I don't know 2, 3 people down. Like right here, you can just wait, re-peek this main and jump the Zen and kill the Zen. Instead, their Zen comes up to you for no apparent reason. That's that makes no sense. Here you missed the jump again. If you landed on Zen, Zen would have had like 1 HP. Here you should have saved your ult 100%. They're already 2 down. I mean Tracer just got back, but there's still 1 down. Like you have your whole team. There's no point using ult here. Even if you die, your team is gonna still get this point. So you saw the trap. You actually almost went into it, and then I think you saw it and decided not to shoot it. Like right here. Like this is the trap. This is Junkrat's trap. I think this is their Junkrat's trap. Oh wait, never mind. It's your Junkrat's trap. It's your Junkrat. Never mind. Don't pay attention to me. I like how you go behind them here. Even though you're the Winston, you're not. Like, it's kind of weird for you to go that way because then your team has no tank. And your team can die. But, I mean, it worked out this way. This time. It worked out this time. But once again, because you were not tracking, you lost sight of this Junkrat. You could have killed him faster. Again, not knowing the limits of your jump. This guy is obviously not a very good McCree, but if he was, you would have been dead because you completely missed your jump, and he could have just stunned you and killed you. Somehow he didn't. He just ignored you. Like I don't understand why, but it happened, and he's still ignoring you. He's not even paying attention to you. Okay, that's weird. and you guys won. So this is a just hit almost 1900. So what I can say is like I can keep doing these reviews for you. Like that's no problem. Oops. But like I'll keep doing it. I have no problem with that. But what I can suggest is you finding someone. Doesn't matter if he's a coach or not. As long as it's someone that can sit with you in a private server or in a training grounds type of thing and just go over everything Winston does and can do and shows you how to control Winston jumps and how you should put bubbles down and how you can jump, punch, and left click. Especially the jumping part and how to control the jump. Like you should learn that, right? As fast as possible. That's the most important thing you should learn. So I can keep helping you with these reviews, but I think you're gonna get more out of it if you just find someone that has more free time to go over everything with you. So let me know what you want to do next.